Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. As we close out the week, we're wrapping up our series of conversations with Vermont college presidents. Our focus today is Middlebury College. Founded in 1800, Middlebury was the first college in Vermont to hold classes. It's an academically selective liberal arts college with students from 58 countries and 49 states. Laurie Patton became its first female president when she was selected in 2015. President Patton is a distinguished religion scholar, the author and editor of many books and articles, and also she has published 3 books of poetry. We are delighted to have her with us via Zoom to talk about Middlebury College today. Welcome, President Patton.
It's really wonderful to be here, Fran, and thanks for all you do for Vermont.
Thank you. So what would you say is Middlebury best known for? Just a quick capsulization.
Yeah, I mean, we've been known for the last 200 years, but specifically for the last 50 or 60 for global liberal arts and sciences. We are really carrying on that liberal arts and sciences tradition, the interdisciplinary education. We have 37 sites abroad in our schools abroad, which are all over the world. And we also are known for our environmental leadership and our language study, which has been a hallmark for us for the last really 107 years. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming into your 8th year as president, what have your priorities for the college been and how are those things going?
They're going really well. I've been very pleased by pretty much everything that we've been able to do. It's a small community and it's in Vermont, which means people get together and act. The 4 areas where I really want to push liberal arts and sciences for the 21st century are data literacy, cross-cultural literacy, environmental literacy, and conflict transformation literacy. Those are the 4 literacies that I think are incredibly important and should be liberal arts for the 21st century because they're skills that our students need in so many different areas. They've been going really well. The COVID disruption was real, but even there, I was incredibly proud, particularly of our students who really understood what it took to open in the fall of 2020 and to stay open. We really built community again because we have such a great relationship with the state. We were able to work with the Department of Health in the state. And I think students learned some incredible things, life lessons, community lessons, which are also essential to a liberal arts and sciences education.
Absolutely. So as you say, Middlebury is a global institution with about 13% foreign students, your renowned language program, and more. But we're interested today in your focus locally. So I'm going to just hop right in. Affordable housing is a statewide issue and certainly a major need in Addison County. How are you working on that?
Well, we've been able to partner in public-private and business partnership, nonprofit partnerships, which we've been really excited about. We are going to be collaborating with Summit Properties as well as the Addison County Community Trust in building workforce and affordable housing, probably around 100 to 200 units on the Seminary Street extension in the middle of Middlebury town. We've been thrilled that we've been able to do this because it's been a long time coming. We know that our businesses in Addison County need it as well as the college. And that I think will make a really big difference. And we hope that this is just the beginning because as everyone in Vermont knows, this is a major issue that's confronting all of us. And if we want to build Vermont and continue to increase all of its wonderful activities and businesses, we need better housing and soon. I just was in DC and met with all of our senators, as well as Congresswoman Balint, as well as Welsh and Sanders, and personally put this pitch in for continued work in this area. So it's a major, major thing. And we're really happy and proud to be collaborating with all the folks in Addison County that we are.
Terrific. I know that'll help ease that. It's a real issue there. And you also have plans to address climate change. This is again global to local. How is that going and how is the town involved and the school?
Well, we have something called Energy 2028, which is a bold plan to address climate change by being fueled 100% by renewable energy by 2028. We are slowly divesting from our fossil fuel investments, and we are also reducing our energy usage by 25% and integrating all of that into the classroom. So the way I like to put it is we're kind of at the bleeding edge, not the cutting edge of environmental leadership. And that can be hard sometimes. But what we've really been excited about is collaborations with the town on the biodigester and the Salisbury, the farm in Salisbury, the Goodrich Farm, as well as our solar field, which is being built as we speak, and it's one of the largest in Vermont. Those have been great collaborations with townsfolk. We also work with the select board at Middlebury, as well as the Energy Action Group in Addison County. If I were being a good president, which I hope I am, I'm thinking already about after 2028. And my dream would be for us to do collaborative work with the town on a comprehensive energy plan. And we're already in very, very preliminary conversations around that. I feel that rural colleges who have intellectual and land resources should be energy providers in the second half of the 21st century. I think it's really important that we provide that service to the community. And Vermont's been an incredible place to be able to think about those out of the box energy solutions.
And you involve your students in all of these
Yes.
decisions and working on these problems.
Yeah, we have something called the Sustainability Solutions Lab, which we're very excited about, where our students really design a lot of the work that we do in the community. They just finished doing a energy audit for the town of Bristol, number of other really wonderful things that they do in the community. So I should also mention in terms of community work, while we're on that theme, is we're also working with the community to build childcare and double the amount of childcare that we are trying to provide in Addison County. It's a expansion to about 12,000 feet of a current building. You see it there. And we hope it'll serve up to about 139 children ages 6 weeks to 5 years, in addition to provide dozens of new jobs. This is, in addition to housing, one of the major needs that we have both in the county and the state of Vermont. And we've been, again, working with now retired Senator Leahy and Senator Welch's office now for working on appropriations to get some funding to keep moving. And we've got some other local grants as well.
Fantastic. And I guess it's about 650 students or so graduate from Middlebury each year. Do you have a sense of how many of those students actually stay in Vermont? Is retaining students as state residents important to the college? I know it's important to the state to, keep young people here.
Yeah.
What's going on around that at Middlebury?
So, Fran, when I got here, I just fell in love with Vermont in every possible way. And I know I can't be a multi-generational Vermonter, but one of the things I said is Middlebury benefits so deeply from being in Vermont. And sometimes I think people previously thought that Middlebury sort of skipped over. And so we've created a lot of programs to help students see the attractiveness of staying in Vermont after they're here. We've created something, raised about $1 million to focus on something called MidWorks for Vermont, which is about retaining students and keeping them here. Right now, it's about 6 to 7% of our students who stay in Vermont. We want to push that to 10 or 11% as they graduate. But I would say at Middlebury, we think about ourselves as, or at least I like to think that we are low ego and high impact. So I'm hoping that those students who stay create businesses that really change Vermont and make the state even more vibrant than it already is. They do a lot of internships, a lot of research. They're involved. We're one of the top colleges for creating democratic citizenship. And we have this new conflict transformation initiative, which is a $25 million grant. And students are really out in the community in our restorative justice programs and many other areas, really trying to think through and learn for themselves how to manage conflict, which we think is absolutely key for democratic citizenship. And I can't think of a better state for our students to be working in and learning from. I think of all of our partners in the community as co-educators with us.
Great. Well, you certainly do have impact on our community. And speaking of conflict, that whole piece is very exciting that you have now. You're a scholar of South Asian religions and religion in the public square. One of your books explored religious controversies and vitriol in the public sphere. Vilification, religious or political, is a serious issue of our time. What steps can you take or have you taken on campus to discourage harmful social media or harmful action?
Yeah, it's such an incredibly important focus these days. So first of all, we do training on appropriate and mentally healthy use of social media when our students come in. We also have a robust peer education program in which older students, and we find this is the most impactful, really help the students who are just coming in think about what platforms are right. Um, Also, as a leader, sometimes you have to allow students to learn it themselves. And so when they experience something tough on social media, wow, maybe this is an opportunity for us to change our habits and even think about new platforms. We've seen Middlebury students do that as well. But this large Catherine Wasserman Davis initiative and collaborative in conflict transformation has really made a difference. We've just had a J-term class. We've had 80 interns in this area who are taking their usual internships in the community and putting a conflict transformation frame around it. We also train our students now, in particular, our student leaders in restorative practices, which is another way of managing harm that happens. Life is about being in community, and sometimes that means people feel hurt, and that is something that they need to learn as skills, how to think about whether it's in a small scale or even a large scale. It's what I call making democracy concrete. And so we hope as we send our students out to think about conflict transformation that they both bring skills, but also we have a really vibrant group of mediators here in Vermont. We also have some wonderful restorative justice folks here in Vermont. And it has just a plain old great democratic tradition that is deeply local and very, yeah, go ahead.
President Patton, we are all out of time. I'm so sorry. We could go on for
Go on
another
forever.
half hour. Thank you
Yep.
so much for joining us today and enlightening to us to a little bit of what's going on at Middlebury. You can get more information at middlebury.edu. And again, President Patton, President Laurie Patton, thank you so much for joining us today.
Great to be with you. Take good care.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.